right, so big thing I was wanting to check out was the Mustang right here, the Dark Horse. Now, you guys know this is the replacement for the Mach 1, which is kind of mediocre in my opinion. It wasn't the best, but you know, if this thing can compete with the 350 in terms of driving experience, then I'll have no problem about it. So pretty much we just came to Classic Car Club Manhattan, parked my car here, and for some reason we just stumbled upon some Dark Horses. So I cannot remember if I just recorded what just happened. I snuck into a Ford event, and now I'm going to get a ride in a Mustang Dark Horse. Just my luck, right? I'm going to Classic Car Club Manhattan, and thanks to them, I'll actually get a ride in a car that everyone's ordered and no one's driven.
This is what you would call the handling package.
Okay.
Right? And this is the standard Dark Horse as it comes.
Gotcha.
Right. So you can go from this to that. That's an upgrade package, and that gets you a little bit different springs, so a little bit lower ride height.
Gotcha.
It gets you the wider wheels and tires, right?
Yeah,
so,
I see little flares on the side there.
Little fender flares on the front, right, to keep it fine. And you also get a bigger rear wing and a larger front splitter.
Okay.
You do on the base of the standard Dark.
Gotcha. But you can't really take advantage of that up here over there right now.
In this weather,
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Okay, gotcha. Because I noticed that had winter tires on it, so I was trying to figure it out.
prototype vehicle for testing. Those tires are not production tires at all.
No worries.
These actually come standard with the Pirelli Trofeos.
Yeah.
That's what they come with.
Okay.
Whereas these will have the Pirelli B0
Gotcha.
tires on them.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good.
One thing I do love is just throwing it into quiet mode. Oh no, hold on. Prototype. Quirks.
Of course.
It's been a busy day. This
imagine.
is ride number
Did they get
25.
some
I
rest?
don't know. Come on. It's almost over. We got another hour left. Let's go.
Oh, man.
but yeah, throw it in quiet mode, and I mean the thing shuts up.
Oh,
It's
wow.
quiet, but then put it in track mode,
Yes.
and day and night. Right?
Jeez.
But when you live in a quiet neighborhood,
It really helps.
it's nice to keep it quiet. So you know.
So how is the transmission? Have you driven I'm guessing you have driven the old one or the
Driven
current
all of
one.
them. I've been working on Mustangs for the last 5 years.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so Dark Horse and the 7th gen is just it's the latest iteration of the great lineage that I've been able to help influence.
So what do you think of this transmission compared to, I guess, the last one or the regular 5.0 before?
So this trans is actually the same hardware that came out of the previous gen Mach 1, right? And also GT350.
Okay, so like the 6060.
So this is the Tremec Trans, right? This is which is at first is only on the GT350, 350R, right? Then we brought it into I'll call it base program Mustang on Mach 1, and then we pulled it over to Dark Horse as well because it's just so good. But I will say the GT that we currently have still uses the Getrag MT82, which there are some haters and lovers behind it, but personally I think it's a fine transmission. You just gotta know how to use it, you know, with its behavior that it has. Yeah, but that's the gist of that. But engine wise, a lot of differences. I mean, so with the last gen 5 liter, the 3rd gen Coyote, that's what we called it, right? Great motor.
Yeah.
You know, we maxed that motor out at 480 horsepower in both the Bullet and the Mach 1. And then when we came to the 7th gen Mustang and the 4th gen Coyote, you know, we had to make a couple tweaks to pull some more power out of it.
Of course.
So the first thing was, you know, tuning to try to, you know, add more air, more spark, you know. But we noticed that to really get the numbers that we wanted, you know, we needed to do some hardware changes. And for the Dark Horse specifically, we took the connecting rods from the GT500, put those into the motor here, and that allowed us to achieve 500 horsepower in this motor. So 500 ponies here, 486 on the GT, and mind you, our last gen highest horsepower car for the Mustang was 480.
Yeah.
So we made a significant bump for both the GT and the Dark Horse.
So is there any change in how the power comes in, or like the where it is in the range, or it feels pretty much the same, just with more?
It's comparable. Yeah, we're yet to release any torque curves or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But I would say that they're comparable in terms of how they deliver power. We just deliver more of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's still maxed out at 7,500 RPM?
7500 is still red line.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
This is Sync 4 or is
This is Sync 4. Yeah. Gen 4.
much better detail on the maps, to say for sure.
Detail on the maps, detail on the graphics.
Oh wow.
Right. So you're taking you through the graphics. Right. Now you've got, fully configurable, gauges and different things like your cluster is where a lot of the work went into. Whereas now when you trade your drive modes, which is on the steering wheel, right, you can go from normal to sport, to track, drag.
I prefer it on the steering wheel compared to. I've had a couple Mustangs before, so.
Yeah. And so instead of having to look for it, now you can know it's right here.
Yeah.
It's in your face, and in each of these modes have their own unique, image, on display once you're into them, right? So their own cluster, right? And so when you go to your cluster thing and say match drive mode, whatever drive mode you're in, it'll match. So this is the sport cluster.
Gotcha.
Right. And then you've also got your track cluster, which is here. And then if you're feeling a little nostalgic, you can go down the Fox Body.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
And there you go. You got your nice Fox Body cluster.
And they still have the My mode for this as well, or the customized.
So My mode is now custom mode. Right?
Okay.
It actually allows you to create 6 different
profiles.
profiles.
Wow, jeez.
With all your different settings, right? So some of your settings are limited, right? Because your base drive mode is going to dictate a lot of what you can do for your steering and then also your damper settings. It's just for tuning, optimization, right? Between all different configurations. Okay. We don't give full autonomy,
of course,
but it still allows for quite a bit of customizability. Gotcha. And it also allows you to put your exhaust in there, your preference for start-stop. Auto start-stop.
Oh, it has it on. Okay.
As well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So if you want to be in your Fox Body cluster with your normal exhaust and your.
Are you feeling nostalgic?
Yeah, right. If you're feeling nostalgic, whatever bass drive mode you want, you can do that. You just go cruise the streets and be that guy or gal, just having their way. Yeah.
Huh. And what about the diff on this? So is it it's still the Torsen?
It is the Torsen diff. So, yep, you get a standard LSD on the on your GT, but when you move up to the Dark Horse, you do get the Torsen as standard.
Gotcha. And what kind of rear gear is that?
Yeah, 373 for the manual, and then for the auto. It's going to put you at a 355.
Okay.
It's a big fan. Of the double barrel design.
Yeah.
We've had for ages on Mustang since the beginning. But I think with this new design, it really brings us into the future, and at the end of the day, I think customers are gonna love it.
Fair, yeah. See, I like the at least my last Mustang. I like the fact that your passenger can't see what's going on in front of you. So yeah, now it's completely different. You see everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's wide open.
So in terms of modification support and all of that, do you have any idea if Ford's going to offer anything in-house? Because I know they have the ECU now has the security or the security locks in them.
As of right now, what I'll say is that we'll continue to work with our usual channels.
Of course.
Nothing new and unique that I would know of.
In terms of clutch engagement, I see it looks pretty easy. What's the pressure like when you push down the clutch?
I would say it's pretty light. It's prototype tone.
Oh, of course, no, yeah.
It's got its quirks.
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
But no, when it comes to clutch engagement, clutch is it's very light. It's it still has the helper springs that we've had as before. Right, that keep it nice and light. And some customers will also remove those, thinking that it's too light. And they can do that, absolutely. I don't think they should. I did it before, and I was like, oh, this is terrible. I put it back because I was like, no, I like it when it's actually. I need the help.
Oh, man.
Until you get your shin splints, you know. Then
Yeah,
you're just like,
yeah.
okay, that was there for a reason.
I'm sweating coming out of the car.
Yeah, yeah. Especially in this traffic, yeah. If we didn't have the caliper springs, I don't think we would have been driving this long.
No.
Tapped out. Yeah, brakes are way different too.
I saw the calipers are massive.
Yeah. So the one thing I'll say is we went. You know, if you're trying to compare the Dark Horse back to what we had before, it would be once again the Mach 1, and even the Bullet, right? But with the Mach 1, we had 6-piston calipers up front, both sides, right? And then
two in the rear,
we had single-piston calipers.
Oh, really?
Single-piston, yeah. Small little baby piston.
Yeah.
Single-piston calipers that you get on all your Mustangs, all your base EcoBoost, all the way up to your Mach 1, right? Which, you know, we didn't always love, right? You know, Shelby had 4-piston, you know, Brembos and calipers in the rear, and you know, for some time on their GT350s and GT500s, and we were like, you know, what's going on? So eventually, when we went to this architecture, we were able to fit 4 pistons in the rear, 6 pistons up front, and not only that, we also added 2 beast rotors, right?
Yeah, I noticed that.
You get your added cooling, you know, for durability when you're on the track.
Yeah.
So you don't fade as easily.
And that was a big issue I was having before with brake fade.
Yeah. Well, now
not anymore.
you shouldn't have any of those issues.
Yep.
Based on the testing that we've done, the brakes are much more capable on this than they were on the previous products. And also the drift brake that you get, this is standard on everything from performance backing up. So if you get a 2.3 liter EcoBoost performance pack, or if you get a 5 liter performance pack or Dark Horse, you get the drift brake slash performance parking brake.
Performance parking brake.
Yeah. PPP. PPP.
Oh gosh.
Or PPB. Excuse me. Yeah, performance park brake.
Huh. Hey, have you got any use out of that? I mean, of course not up here, but
Wouldn't do it on the road. But yeah, no, it absolutely works. Vaughn Kim Jr. has had a couple of videos displaying it in use. Him and his team have actually helped developed it and helped with the tuning of it to make sure it was actually right from, we'll say, a professional drifting standpoint. I mean, him and Chelsea, like they're the pros. Like,
yeah.
These guys actually are. They know what they're doing. You know, like. If anyone's going to tell us how to drift,
it's going to be them.
It's going to be the guys that have won the drift championship, and so therefore, you know, a lot of their input went into the tuning of this, along with our brakes controls teams, and you know, at the end of the day, I think we have a really solid product. And if it's got their signature on it, you know, the least we can do is stand behind it.
Yeah.
Like, But yeah, definitely need some open space and some open courses.
I wouldn't do that anywhere.
These Manhattan streets are a little too narrow.
Nope.
You know, maybe Vaughn could get through here sideways, you know, and down and around, but
oh gosh,
at 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, whatever he does going into a turn. But yeah, not for the lighthearted or novice.
I mean, I imagine with the new rack and everything and the quicker steering ratio, it must be much easier to slide now than it was before.
It is too, right? Yeah, because you can initiate that drift a lot easier.
Yeah.
Right? Get the wheels turn, hit the handbrake, and it's just, you know, well, first you're gonna pull the e-brake.
Oh yeah.
Turn the wheel and, you know, it's a dual thing, right? So
is it like progressive in the way it comes up, or is it like an on and off switch almost?
It's. How do I say this? Yes. It is electronic, so technically it is like an on and off switch. And when you're in the drift brake mode, right, you're not.
Oh, there's a whole mode for it.
Yeah, so when you go into track apps, right, you actually have.
Oh my.
Yeah, I gotta park for a second.
Yeah, no worries.
So it'll actually put you in the track mode, right? And if you want, you can actually look at the icons and it'll tell you, you know, what it does. You know, so essentially, when you pull on the handle, you know, it's locking the rear wheels. It's not. It's not like a progressive brake where it's like slowly clamping. It's there. It's tight.
Okay,
and,
gotcha.
But it locks the rear wheels. Allows you to do that initial slide.
Huh.
And then you're going through, right? And you can pull it again. Keep going. As you're giving it throttle.
Yeah.
Right.
And does it break the? I mean, I see it as what 305s and 315s, is it? Or
305 and 315s if you have the handling package, or 255, 275 if you have the.
Gotcha. I'd imagine it's pretty easy to break these tires, just the P0s.
The P0 wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward to do. When you get the 2.3 liter performance package, you get 255s all around. So on that,
that's a bunch of torque.
It's actually even easier on that variant, to break the tires loose. But the power that you get in the 5 liter, it's not that hard. You just add some throttle, and so along with the brake, it's just like you're spinning, you're sliding. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, definitely appreciate all of this.
No sweat.
This has been eye-opening.
No sweat. Yeah. I'm glad I could answer questions, help you out, and it's been fun too.
Yeah, thank you.
Talking cars is what I do all day anyway. So, yeah.
So, you got your, I guess, e-brake, drift brake, parking brake, and actual, piston rears now instead of single piston. So, it should be fun. Ford, I want to drive this. Get in touch.